So how are you? How's everyone doing? It is a great pleasure to be here in the last sprint for a 3-day event like Advertising Week LatAm. We are very happy to be here. It is a great pleasure to be with Edvaldo Silva, Director of LatAm Sephony. So I will ask you first something that we've heard a lot talking about Advertising Week, like brand safety. And we think that this is something pretty hot, pretty complex, and we must understand. So first I would ask you from your point of view, which are the issues that you see at this moment, the biggest ones? Well, Sebastian, well, first of all, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry for my portuñol. I'm going to try because we are in Latin America. And well, brand safety, brand suitability, this is something that's getting hotter. And challenges are challenges that we see every day. I mean, from the main categories, from the risk that the brand has when they go and they make their digital campaigns in social networks, which are categories that where these are 11 categories plus a new one, so like the hate discourses, alcohol, terrorism, etc., and a new one that it's information that can be used. And this is something pretty interesting. And these are the challenges, like how to make sure that your brand, your campaign is sure in all the environments. So for me, this is when the digital gets to the majority, because who is used to do this investment on TV or radio or newspaper? They have their environment, they know where the campaign is going to be, but in digital this is an immense world. So this brand safety helps the great agencies, the great customers to be sure, so to fight the fake news and all of these dangers. I mean, we should have standardization about this on what the verification for the brands is. There are a lot of benefits, but this is a new topic for everyone. Okay, and now listening about brand safety in the event, Edvaldo, we see that we have innovation in this spectrum. So I would ask you why the traditional approach that we've been listening for a while for the brand safety is useless. Where are we? What's the status at that moment? Well, there are some ways to make brand safety. So the traditional way, the one that we say a point zero, which is the first generation, it worked for a time, for a while, yes. That the verification based on lists, white list, red list. That is good, but it has a lot of problems because in a page level, they don't know what the content is, and you can have, for example, probably not that rich, and you block a lot of things that shouldn't be blocked. So that is a 0 point. The second generation, it's a generation based on semantics. That is to say, based on the word, I mean what's written in the pages, like metadata, etc. So it is good to have this evolution page by page, but I mean it is good for programmatic, but for video, that's where we have the advertisers part, and this doesn't work because you know what's happening in the video. And I think that evolution on having this in the level or sound in the yes in sound level, so everyone knows what's happening there. And a very important thing is the part of the wallet gardeners. These are where we are looking at more investment, Meta, YouTube, TikTok. So these are closed environments, and this is a challenge. And so this is important for the brands. You know, this what we do. Zephyr is the biggest company with greatest technology development for video and also for word gardeners. So we have these semantics as part of audio, sound, everything. So this is the
No,
evolution of
buenísimo,
brand
Edgardo.
safety.
Ahora yo te
Okay,
preguntaría,
Edvaldo, so
en el
now
evento hemos
I would
escuchado
ask you,
mucho,
in the event
todo el
we've
mundo en la industria
heard,
sabe, ¿no?
and
Que es
everyone at
esto
the
de
event
TikTok,
knows
Facebook, todas
TikTok,
estas
Facebook,
plataformas,
and all
¿no?
of these
Que están
platforms'
pues en
growth,
un auge
that they
en ese
are
sentido.
in this
Ahora, ¿cómo
growth,
es el approach
but how do you do
de
the
brand
approach
safety
for
o
brand
suitability
safety or
en este tipo de
suitability in
plataformas?
these kind of
Sí,
platforms?
fíjate que a mí, como he dicho, un tema
I
importante en estas
think
plataformas
an
no
important
solo
topic of
tener
this
nosotros
platform is
que
not to
trabajar
have
junto con
only an
ellos,
approach
entonces
to
tenemos
work
como una
only with them, but we
integración
have an integration.
directa. No es que somos
I
somos
mean, we
somos como una
are
auditoría, ¿no?
like
Una
an
empresa
audit,
que
like a
está
third party
validando
that it's validating
utilizando las
and
campañas por el tema
optimizing
de
the
brand safety,
campaigns
brand
because of
suitability,
brand
pero
safety, brand
de manera activa. Es
suitability,
decir, si
but
hay
in an
alguien que
active way.
necesita empezar una campaña, no va a
Obviously, there's
enviar
someone that
una
will
tech
need to
para
start a
hacerlo y luego
campaign.
si no
They're
lo
not going
utiliza
to
y
send the
empieza. No,
tech for
usted puede enviar, usted puede
Ziffer.
enviar su business
No, you
manager de
can
TikTok,
get
su
to
business
your
manager
business manager's TikTok,
de Facebook, de Meta, de
Facebook,
Instagram, y
Meta,
utiliza esta
Instagram,
como su herramienta de brand safety, brand suitability.
and the
Entonces
brand
tenemos
safety for
completa una
suitability. I mean,
uno de
this
los
is pretty
desafíos,
complete.
precisamente
And
los
one of the
jardines en Corea
challenges,
son muy
especially the
estructurados, son
wall
muy cerrados, son muy
gardens,
compliance, no
because we
puedes
have a
tener
lot of compliance, a
tecnología,
lot of
somos un
property
tercero que
tech.
está ahí haciendo como
This is
una
something,
medición,
I
una
mean, we are
verificación.
doing a
Tenemos que
measurement, a
si esto es lo verdadero,
verification, and give
90%
us
de los
this
brand safeties, brand suitability
99%
es verdad,
of this brand
o con
suitability.
nosotros también, pues
And with
podemos, por
us,
ejemplo,
I mean,
tener
you
su
can do it. You
brand
can
safe
have your
testing,
brand
que le llamamos
saved
o brand
customs.
suitability. Entonces
We
tenemos
call the
otro
brand
reto.
suitability. So this
Entonces
is
tiene que
another
tener el
goal.
desafío en
So I
estos
think that this is a
grandes
great challenge
guardabarras
in
de
these
trabajar en
word
conjunto
gardeners to
de una
work all
manera
together
sana y también no
in
los
a
engañe,
healthy way that
que
they
trabaja en el
are
lado
not worried
del
about,
cliente y de la agencia
but they
también
also
en
work in
esta parte
the
también.
side of the
No,
customer or
padrísimo.
the
Edvaldo,
agency.
yo te preguntaría
Okay, Edvaldo, so
también,
I would ask
creo
you,
que el tema de
I
tecnología
think that the
hoy en
thing
día,
about technology
pues las únicas importantes,
nowadays,
¿no? Y
I
todo lo que
think that this
conocemos
is
como
pretty
data
important. Everything
science y
that
ese
we
tipo de
know about
conceptos
data science
muy
and
del
all of these
2022,
concepts of
¿cómo específicamente te ves
2022,
en el
how do
que
you
esto
land
sea lo que
this,
ayuda
that
con
this
el tema
is
del
what
brand safety,
helps
¿no?
with brand
Data
safety?
science,
Data
tecnología,
science,
el involucramiento de
technology,
desarrolladores
the evolving
en
of
este nicho,
developers to
¿no?
solve this issue.
Aparte de tecnología,
Well,
muy
besides
importante,
technology, I
entonces
mean, the part of
todo
technology
esto
is
hecho
pretty
basado en
important, and all
machine
of
learning,
this
que tiene
based
un
on a machine
aprendizado
learning that
automático,
has an
pero
automatic
toda tecnología que es muy
process, but all the
avanzada
technology,
tiene un
which is pretty
elemento
advanced,
humano.
has
Entonces,
a
ponemos
human
una tecnología,
element.
la más avanzada de todas
And we
es,
have
¿no?
the
Hay una
most
compañía
advanced. We
basada
have
en
a company
California,
based
en
in
Estados Unidos,
California,
que hace
in the
big data,
United States, that
trabaja con
makes
datos
big
para
data. They
Spotify,
work with
Netflix,
data for
etcétera, en Apple,
Spotify,
Apple TV
Netflix,
Gaming,
APP,
que ellos
and
hacen para nosotros.
and
Y,
they
por
do
ejemplo,
all of us for.
una persona que
And they
habla
have a
español
person that
conmigo,
speaks
de
Spanish of
Brasil, español de
Mexico,
Colombia,
Portuguese
haciendo
from
hacen,
Brazil,
no lo
and
hacen por obligación,
Spanish
no, no hacen. Ellos lo hacen
from
como una
Colombia.
optimización,
And they
una
do an
validación de nuestro
optimization and
machine
a
learning.
validation of our
Entonces esto
machine
es
learning.
tremendo,
So I think that this
esta
is
idea para tener
huge,
como
this
humanos
idea to
trabajando
have
para que la tecnología
humans
sea cada
working for
vez más
technology to
efectiva.
be more and more
Buenísimo,
effective.
Edvaldo.
Okay,
Excelente
good,
conversación. Yo te
Edvaldo.
preguntaré
And
también
now
otro reto que
closing the
tenemos.
conversation, and
Vimos, por
then
ejemplo, en
I would
octubre
ask you
Facebook
here.
empezó a tener controles
In
de brand
October,
safety,
Facebook
¿no?
started
Entonces,
with this,
digo, es obvio el preguntarnos cuál es el futuro, a dónde ya
and that would be the
vemos que las
future.
plataformas se están metiendo ya mucho en esto. Entonces, ¿cuál es
And we
tu
see
visión
the
en ese sentido?
platform
Yo
and
creo
to see
que el
what's the vision in
futuro,
that sense. Well, I think that the
creo que el
future,
futuro está
I
mucho
think that the
más en
future
el lado
is
del cliente y
more
de la
on the side
agencia,
of the
que es
customer, of the
tener
agency,
una
and that is to
adopción
have
cada
an
vez
adoption
más del tema
of
de
the
mantener,
topic
tener un keep
of,
doing,
I
del
mean,
tema
to
de brand
being,
safety, brand
to
suitability.
have this brand
Luego,
suitability.
existe un potencial
And
enorme
now we
en
have a great
México,
potential
Centroamérica y
here in
LatAm
Mexico, in
para que
Brazil,
esto
in
crezca.
LatAm.
Ya estamos con
So we
clientes acá en México,
grow this. We are here in Colombia, Brazil, Chile, Peru, but we have, I mean, the evolution and this not being a metric, but that it's mandatory because you have to be sure, you have to be healthy, you have to be in a good environment for all the brands. So I think that's important. Also, other evolution in social media, which is important, the videos, sound.
Edvaldo, mil
Okay,
gracias,
Edvaldo,
súper
thank you very
interesantes.
much.
Por
Super
favor, un
interesting.
aplauso para
And
despedir
let's
a...
give it up for
Gracias.
Edvaldo.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.